So this webinar is all about the Totally Awesome Gang, which is a range of our reading materials that we've got on Twinkl. Sorry, Helen, I'm giving the wrong advice. I am the product owner who's in charge of that particular range. Before coming to Twinkl, I worked for 15 years throughout Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 in quite a challenging primary school in South Yorkshire. I did also, during my time there, after maternity leave, do a lot of one-on-one tutoring for mostly children who were falling behind when it was coming up to SATS assessment. And also I did some one-to-one tutoring for a local hospital school as well, which was really rewarding. I've been at Twinkl now for about 8 years. I'm now known as a senior product owner. So I oversee all the products now in what we call the English Guild. But my particular resource ranges that come under my wing are, as I say, the Totally Awesome Reading Gang, Classic English, which is more like your display resources, your worksheets, your PowerPoint presentations that are in the core subscription, Planet English, and then also at the moment we're just working on 2 new schemes, which are Read, Write, Succeed, which is a whole school English scheme, and also not on the website yet but coming very soon is a spelling scheme that we're doing called Skip into Spelling. So everything that I do at Twinkl is guided by customer feedback. So please, just in the chat, as Helen said, if you've got any other ideas or suggestions, or if you see a particular resource and would like it on a particular theme, then please do shout up and hopefully we can get that made for you. Right. So just quickly, just a little bit of a hand raise. You can do that interactively with the little hand that's down at the bottom of your screen. So hands up who's already a Twinkl member. Wonderful. Next one, who's here with a specific child or group of children in mind tonight? Great stuff. Hopefully I've got some scenarios that might help you feed in to help you with that specific child or group. And then also, if you could just pop in the chat in the comment section, the age or year group of the children that you're currently working with, that you're currently tutoring. I know obviously that might be more than one child. I would assume there's quite a lot of us here that might be working on preparing children for SATs, which I'll talk about shortly. Year 5, a lot of boys. I've got something for you coming up later. Wonderful. Right, so hopefully we have got lots of resources that I'm going to share with you tonight that take you right through both key stages. And also definitely for, is it Suzanne who's there, who's saying she teaches up to age 15? We've definitely got some upper key stage 2 resources that could easily be taught throughout key stage 3 and 4 with intuition sessions. So hopefully we've got a bit of something for everybody. So just quickly, the workshop overview. So first of all, in this session, I'm just going to be looking at who the Totally Awesome Reading Gang are, where you'll find the Totally Awesome Reading Gang resources on the Twinkl website. And then I'll be looking at a few scenarios that we've actually taken from real life comments and things that we've been asked on social media. So the first one's about supporting pupils with gaps in their phonics. Another one about engaging the disengaged reader. And then also we've got a lot of resources that I'm going to show you that help build skills to tackle SATs. I've also got a few hints and tips and some more tools that you can put into your little tutor toolkit that you should be able to use with lots of your teaching, a lot of your tutor students. And then also I've got a what's coming soon of some exciting things that we've got coming up that should be appearing on Twinkl very soon. And then we'll end just with 5 or 10 minutes of questions and answers if you want to ask me anything. So first of all then, so the Totally Awesome Reading Gang then were something that were invented maybe 6 years ago. Back when I first started working on the English resources at Twinkl, and they are a visual representation of all of the reading content domains. So if you don't know, the reading content domains are a set of reading assessment aims that have come from the DFE that children are tested against in SATs that link really, really closely to the national curriculum 2014 reading objectives. If you do want, I'll share the link with you. There is a really brilliant document that's a framework for test developers that actually takes you through how they actually comprise all the questions together for all the what were statutory SATs in year 2 and year 6. So it's quite an interesting read, and it relates closely to these content domains. So basically, the content domains are just a set of key skills that children need to have to be able to comprehend a text. So we've got Victor vocabulary, that is just about understanding the language and vocabulary use. Iggy inference, about making inferences from the text. Predicting PIP, about it saying what might happen next. Rex retrieval, which is just the simple retrieval of key aspects of the text. And then also in Key Stage 1, you've got sequencing Suki, that's all about sequencing and events in text. From there, because they're designed to be used as a whole school approach. So also in tutoring, if you've got children that might be using the reading dogs in school, that are working in Key Stage 2, but you might actually want to track back and use the Key Stage 1 materials, they all follow the same colour schemes and they've all got the same name. So you can track yourself forward or track yourself backwards. So the only differences in the Key Stage 2 content domains is that you just gain a couple of new dogs, which I'll just take you through here. So it's Suki, who was about sequencing, who becomes Sheba, who moves on more to not just sequencing events, but also summarizing events across a whole text or a paragraph. And then also you've got Arlo, who's the author, who talks about authorial choices, about why a certain author might have used a particular word or might have used figurative language. And then also you've got Cassie, who's a Key Stage 2 dog, who's about commenting and contrasting. So she's the dog who asks questions about how a character might have changed through a text, about whether the child that you're working with recognises the text and has read anything similar, and actually making comparisons across two texts. So that is all of the reading dog characters. Just for a little bit of fun and a little bit of interactivity, if you would like to have a quick game of Who's Who Bingo, just to get you a little bit more familiar with these dogs and the questions that they ask, you do also come in with the chance of winning an amazing tutor pin badge, which you can see there, which we will send out to you if you do make a bingo call. So what you need to do in the chat, if you want to join in, please don't feel obliged to. I know it's late on a Tuesday, but if you would like to, then what you have to do is just choose 3 of the dogs' names and just type them into a message. Brilliant. Thank you, Charlotte. That's a perfect demonstration within the in-call chat. Wonderful. I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that for anybody who wants to join in. Try not to pick the same combination as anybody else has picked, otherwise you're going to get the same people calling at the same time as you. Wonderful, thank you. Wonderful participation. Right then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some particular questions that come from our Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 key question mats, which I'll show you in a moment. They're a really excellent tool just to have armed for you to use as prompts to ask children different comprehension questions, and also perhaps actually getting the children to use them as well, to actually maybe ask you the questions or think about which questions belong to each reading skill. So I'm going to give you a question. You shout out which dog, or don't shout out, put in the in-call message which dog you think that belongs to. If that dog is on your 3 dogs, then tick that one off. Once you've had all 3 of your dogs called, if you shout bingo in the in-call chat, we will organise you being sent a tutor badge, because we've got your details through Helen. Wonderful. Are we all ready? Right then. So the first question is this. What information did we find out first about the character? So this is a Key Stage 1 question that would probably be asked by which dog? Do we know? It's not actually Retrieval Rex. Ooh, get in there. Cassie's a Key Stage 2. We'll wait for a right answer. I'll put you all out in misery. It's actually Suki. So Suki, as I said, is the Key Stage 1 content domain dog that is all about sequencing and children actually realizing which information that came first, or the plot details within a text. So if you had Suki on your list of 3 dogs, then you can tick it off. Well done. Next one. How is the character different at the end of the text in comparison to the beginning? Which dog do we think would have asked this? This is a more complex. Well done. Is it Mim? Fantastic. A bit more of a complex skill. So it does relate to a Key Stage 2 dog, and it is Cassie. So if you have got Cassie in your list of 3 dogs, then please do tick it off. Next one. How has the author's choice of words create a feeling of tension and suspense? Mim, you're on fire. Well done. So this again, this is about authorial choices. So it's about how an author uses his or her craft to actually create a feeling or an atmosphere within the text. So it is a Key Stage 2 dog, and it is Arlo. So again, if you've got that, then please tick it off. Anybody got bingo yet? Nope. Right, I'll keep going. Next one. Which word in the story means the same as nervous? So this question is actually asking the children to pick out a particular word in the text. It's often used in SATs tests where you do a find and copy question. And you're all absolutely correct. And I think we may have a winner. That this belongs to Victor. Wonderful. Anybody else apart from Charlotte managed to get bingo at the same time? I like the celebrations. Well done. Wonderful. So that's great. Thank you for your interactivity there. I will contact you, Charlotte, if you would like to claim your tutor badge. We can organise that for you. Right, just a little bit of fun. I'll just click through the last few. So a character is in a tricky situation. What do we think they will do next? So this is actually a question that might be asked in Key Stage 1 or Key Stage 2 by the same content domain dog, and that would be Pip to make predictions. The difference being in Key Stage 2, we'd ask children to actually point out and discuss information that's made them make that prediction. How do you think George feels about his new friend, and how do you know? That's the next one. That would be an Iggy inference question. Children, difficult skill for a lot of children who find it difficult to put themselves into the shoes of a particular character. So Iggy is a dog that's taught right through Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2. And that would have been the end, but we've already got a winner, so well done, Charlotte. So the links for these will be in the handouts that are sent to you after the meeting. But if you do want to find them, these Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 question marks, then if you just search on Google in the search bar for question marks Key Stage 1 or question marks Key Stage 2, then these should pop up for you. So they're just a really handy tool. We have also got that corresponds with these some sentence stem resources, which I think I mentioned later. So it actually takes the questions, but then makes it into a sentence stem for the children to sort of start to formulate their answer. Because sometimes it's not that the child doesn't know the answer, but it finds it tricky to formulate it into a sentence. So there's those sentence stem prompts that are actually related to these as well, that are really useful. Right. So where to find the Totally Awesome Gang resources on the website? We have actually just got a new landing page. It's not connected to the top, what we call mega menu at the top there just yet. But if you search in the search bar for Totally Awesome Gang, or if you just put reading dogs, then this should automatically redirect you to the landing page that I'm just showing you here. So it should be a lot easier for you to navigate than everything being all over the website as it was before. And also, we've just got a Key Stage 1 and a Key Stage 2 toggle at the top. So when you go on the landing page, you can just toggle between there, so it's easy to find resources for the age group that you're wanting to use. But as I said, it's very easy to track forwards and back because the same characters are used across the key stages. You might be working in Key Stage 2 but want to track back to Key Stage 1, so that's there for you as well as a tool to be able to do that. Right. So what I thought would be useful would be to just take you through a few scenarios of things that Bethany, who's the tutor segment manager, sent over to me that were real life scenarios of situations that tutors have found themselves in. And then I'm just going to recommend a few different resources that we might have to help you if you find yourself in that same situation. So scenario 1 then, I've been tutoring a boy in year 2 for a few months. His phonics and reading are way below average, but confidence is a huge issue. It makes him really reluctant, so I need short, focused tasks for him as I don't want it to become a battle or chore to see me. So this is something we hear quite a lot. Obviously, confidence is a huge issue if you're falling behind with your reading and your writing. But we have got lots and lots of resources on the website that would be able to help you within the Totally Awesome Gang range. The particular one that I wanted to mention was our range of phonetically decodable 60-second reads. Can we have a little bit of a hand show of anybody who may have used these before or heard them before? Wonderful. Right. So 60-second reads have been around for many years now, probably 4 or 5 years. But our phonetically decodable ones are quite a recent addition. So on the website, if you just type in decodable reads, you can get to them, or through the landing page, they're on the EYFS Key Stage 1 toggle part of the landing page. So we've got the decodable reads in bumper packs, where you have got a read and activity map that for phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 and phase 5, or if you're doing Twinkl, following Twinkl phonics, they would be levels. And with each phonetically decodable text, you will also have 4 comprehension questions that relate to the reading dogs for you to either answer by actually writing down onto the activity sheet, or you could just do that orally. The idea is that they are a 60-second read. Obviously, you don't have to sit there with a stopwatch timing the child as they're reading, but it's just about being that short burst of reading and hopefully building up confidence to tackle longer texts. If you have got a child who's into a particular topic or theme, and you'd like to try and hook them into the learning a little bit more through that, we also have a number of packs that are themed by event, by commonly taught topics. This one here, I think, is pirates for Key Stage 1. But as I said, please, in the feedback or in the call chat, if you've got a particular theme that you don't think we've covered, then please say, and that's something that we could actually make and put onto the website. This one, as I said, is pirates. So within each of the theme packs, you've got a phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 and phase 5 text there. So yeah, I found those really useful, and I know I've had a lot of good feedback about how children find them like less daunting than being faced with a whole reading book. Brilliant, thank you. I'll move on. Right, next one then, next scenario is about the disengaged reader. I don't want to be sexist here, but we have said that it's a boy. I know when we started, when we were talking about the groups of people you're working with, a lot of you mentioned year 5, year 6 boys. I've been there. I taught in year 6 for a lot of years, and I've got the boys who thought reading was boring. It wasn't for them. They didn't need to do it. So yeah, I've been there too. So in this particular scenario, I've got a very reluctant boy reader who is in year 5. He hates reading and writing. Could someone please give me some ideas on how to try and get him on board? So I don't know whether anybody's heard the term high-low readers. It's quite a buzzword. It's been mentioned a lot in the DFE reading framework recently. So high-low readers is high interest, low demand. So that's definitely something that we've tried to cater to in a new range that we've got on site, which are called Digging for Details comprehensions. So if you want to find these on the website, if you just type in Digging for Details, or you can navigate to them through the Key Stage 2 landing page. So they are all about high interest topics. So we've got things like classic computer games, footballers. We've got a lot of ones that are to do with animals. We've got ones to do with AI, different types of computing. So we're really trying to cater for the interest areas, particularly, I must say, of the boys out there. Obviously, I know the girls are into football too and computer games, but yeah, particularly to hook the boys in. I've got a couple here just to show you. So we've got the world's greatest footballers, and then we've got a classic computer games version. So again, they are an infographic text. So you've got lots of chunks of text and no big daunting passages of writing. And then you've got 4 mixed skill practice comprehension questions that come after that. So again, it could be done orally. If you'd rather do that than writing the answers down, that's absolutely fine. You could also have those sentence stem materials, prompts there for people, for the children who find it difficult to actually formulate an answer to the comprehension questions. So yeah, again, we don't at the moment, the question list, digging details, high-low readers for Key Stage 1, but we are very much in the process of scoping out to be able to do some for Key Stage 1, because it's something we've been asked for before. So yes, they very more than likely will be on the way soon. In the next few months, we're thinking of trying to do some for Key Stage 1. If you look at the lower keys, I don't know what year group you're teaching, Liz, but if you look at the lower Key Stage 2, if you look at the lower Key Stage 2 versions, there might actually be some of those that might be suitable depending on the reading age. Obviously, you might be able to just read through the text together. Maybe that could be an option. Year 3 boy, there might be some there for lower Key Stage 2 that might be suitable. If not, then please do shout on the feedback form. Tell me the sort of things that you'd be wanting for Key Stage 1. So obviously we'd cater them so they're not like as high a reading age as the one that we've made for lower Key Stage 2. Wonderful, thank you. Next one. So I don't know whether anybody has used these before. They are our reading skills packs, or they're often called focus reading skills packs. And I've suggested them for this scenario. So I have been asked to tutor a year 6 girl in preparation for a SATs, as the teachers are worried she won't make the expected level. She seems fine on simple retrieval questions, but struggles to tackle questions where she's asked to infer information. So this is the perfect example where you might want to actually dig down and just concentrate on one specific reading dog character. So in this case, obviously, it'd be Inference Iggy. But these packs are available for each of the content domains for Key Stage 1 and for Key Stage 2. So again, if you want to find them on the website, if you search for reading skills packs, or you can navigate to these particular ones through the Key Stage 2 landing page. But as I said, there are Key Stage 1 versions available. So what you actually get in there is a PowerPoint that you could easily use on a laptop or a tablet as a prompt that takes you through lots of different reading questions are just based on that one specific reading skill. So this is just an example of one of the PowerPoint slides that's on there. They go back through a lot of previous SATs test examples, making them really useful for SATs practice. So they actually not only practice the skill, but practice the actual question types that may come up on the actual SATs test themselves. And then from there, once you've worked through the prompts, there are actually, within every pack, there are 4 different texts, different genres of text that then relate to at least 3 or 4 different just inference-based questions. So they are really, really useful for SATs practice in year 6. But as I said, we also do have them for year 2 if any children are still going to be taking the year 2 SATs this year. Yeah, really, really useful. We also, and I think I'll come to them later, we have some early skills practice ones as well that are for children that aren't quite up to Key Stage 1 standards. So it's just about reading pictures that are also really useful. They're on the website as well. Right. So just quickly then, Charlotte, you've been emailed about your prize. Wonderful. Just quickly then, just a few more things that you may be aware of on the website or may not. I know a few of you have just said, oh, I've never seen these. These look really useful, which is wonderful. What I'm here for. So I did mention before the 60-second reads, the phonetically decodable ones, but we also do have a huge range of lower Key Stage 2 and upper Key Stage 2 60-second reads that are just about a chunk of writing that's between 90 to 120 words. They're designed to be used as sort of like a fluency activity, designed to be read in around about 60 seconds to a fluent reader. But obviously you don't, as I said before, you don't have to sit there and actually time them. I know a lot of children do like to do that when I've worked in schools before. But it's all about building that fluency. Again, just search 60-second reads on the in the search bar on Twinkl search bar, or you can navigate them to the landing page. So again, we've got them on lots and lots of different themes, lots of different events. We've just started doing some that are about different types of writing as well. So these particular ones that are shown here are the ones that are about character descriptions. That we actually had the feedback from that a lot of people have actually used those as a way of feeding into actual writing as well. So using those as like a waggle, a model of writing their own short character description, which is really useful. So yeah, again, please shout if you can think of any themes. We feel like we've got most things covered, but obviously there'll be things out there that we probably have missed. So please shout and let me know. Yeah, brilliant idea. Popping them in plastic wallets or laminating them so that they can be reused as well. Maybe even blowing them up on the photocopy to A3. I've seen people do that before. Yeah, great as baseline assessment tools. All great points. Thank you. Wonderful stuff. Nice to know people are using them. Right. Again, something that's hidden in the deep dark depths of the Twinkl website are our focus reading skills comprehensions. Again, just searching the search bar, or they're available through the buttons on the landing page. So the idea of these is that we have got corresponding sets for Key Stage 1 and for Key Stage 2. So they go up in steps. So the step 1, this is the pack here displayed, is the packs that are for polar regions, for anybody who's doing polar regions or Antarctic animals, things like that. So they start at step 1, which is a very simple picture, usually few captions, and then 4 related questions on a sort of question activity mat that are designed for really early readers. And then obviously they progressively go through the steps up to step 6, and the step 6 text, if I can get my teeth in, are actually modelled on a year 6 SATs paper. So they will follow the same structure, the same word count of your typical extract from a year 6 SAT, and then also ask the same content domain questions using the reading dogs as prompts that you would find on the SATs papers. So just an example here that we were sent in. So somebody who's been asked to tutor an EAL child in year 3. So they're doing Arctic regions in their year 3 topic, but is not quite up to the standard of coping with the Key Stage 2 reading comprehensions about Arctic animals and things like that. But these are brilliant to be able to track back down. So he feels that he's part of what the class topic and what they're doing, and obviously great for building up language and confidence. So yeah, we've got those again for lots of different themes, but please shout if you can think of anything we're missing. Right, you'll be pleased I'm about to shut up soon. So what's new and coming in 2024? So we have just, I think, launched the second pack of these, I hope, for March. If you search, I might be wrong there. It might be that we've got January, February on, but March are coming soon, definitely before the start of March. So what these are on this day comprehension mats. So very much like, I suppose, the layout of a 60-second read, very much your high-low readers. So what we're going to do is a comprehension mat for every single day of the year. So here you can see this one's for February the 29th, that you might not use that often. So it's just about an event, something that's taken place on each day of the year in history, and short text, short extracts of text again, so it's not daunting, and then the 4 mixed skill related questions. So I've actually had a lot of people contact saying that they're using them as sort of like within classrooms as like a morning activity or for home learning, but it might just be a great starter for your tuition sessions, just 5 or 10 minutes to get in with that particular day's comprehension. Again, would be great to have these laminated in plastic sheets, in plastic folders with whiteboard pens, so they're reusable. But we have got those coming, and they are planned for all of the coming year. So I think we've got actually January and February up at the moment. So they aren't actually in a particular section at the moment of the website. So if you just search for on this day comprehension, then they will come up. Other things we have planned for 2024 for totally awesome reading are some newspaper comprehension activities for Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2. So again, similar sort of comprehension activities to what you usually see in the range, but then also they hopefully will act as a bit of a waggle if you want to go on to do some newspaper report writing. We've got lots of digging for details infographic packs planned and coming through our production at the moment. As I said, we've got Key Stage 1 ones in mind, and then we have also got 60-second read bumper packs being uploaded soon. The first one from March should be going on any day, where you can just download 5 packs all in one swoop, so you don't have to download the individual ones. And then we've also got lots of challenge cards planned. Challenge cards, Charlotte, they are focused. The ones that we're doing at the moment are focused on particular skills. So there's already a couple on there for particular dogs, but we have got some planned for sort of multi-skill practice as well. I think we've already for Key Stage 2 got uploaded. I think we've got some Iggy inference, some predicting pip, and some Victor vocabulary off the top of my head, but all the other dogs to follow, and some follow-up packs as well. So there's more than one set for you to use. So they are coming soon. If you would like a sneak peek, if there's things here that you haven't seen before and want to have a quick look at the selection of stuff that's out there, we do offer some free taster packs for Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 that have got a selection of the things I've spoken about today. I think they've also, for free as well, got those focus reading question mats in there as well. So yeah, please take a look at those, see what you think, and yeah, I'm very open to suggestions of anything you think we could do, definitely on a different theme or for a different area of the curriculum would be amazing.